everybody, I'm Bryan Antinore.
And I'm Joshua Mayer. Welcome to Reality 17, where it's just you, me, and him taking a break from the rest of the world in this side of the multiverse.
So how are we doing today?
Oh my lord. Well, I picked you up today playing Luigi's Mansion.
In his shitty minivan.
Yep, no less. And all I could hear is boom.
Oh my god.
Boom.
He was playing the
bum.
Luigi's Mansion theme when he picked me up.
Boom.
Also, I just gotta mention, I find it really funny how we are just filming this in your house.
I know.
Like, he has to come pick me up every week. It's like forced face-to-face time.
I know, it's forced, but it's fine. I don't mind.
He kidnaps me at gunpoint.
I do.
That's a joke. That's a joke.
No,
He uses chloroform, not guns.
Yeah, I used my Krampus sack today. And I dragged you here. He woke up and I gave him. I'm actually giving him Cheetos. So I'm feeding him. He hasn't tried Mexican Cheetos yet.
I'm so excited.
And I'm a big fan of Mexican Cheetos. I like their flaming hot better. But
here, it's a little snack time for this kind of little thing we're doing.
Here, I'm gonna give you a little. Also, I found those reviews.
Okay, so
I found
did
those,
you?
Yes, I did on Google. I found the Google reviews.
Sorry for crunching truck.
It's actually pretty good. Let it sit with you for a minute. It's actually pretty good.
While he pulls it up, you can watch me eat.
Yeah,
it's a little weird, but
it's like the mouse eating the M&M ASMR.
Oh man! So I mentioned last time that the Cheetos Puffs were my favorite. All right,
Cheetos Puffs were your favorite?
These are good. I don't know. It's like they're different. I like it a lot. They're like just
they have puffs. There's a Mexican shop.
There's something I don't know if you can see. It's like different than normal Cheetos. There's like a different like seasoning on it, and it is really good.
It's queso.
It is a queso.
It's like a queso flavor. But it's really good. But here
it is. No, that's really good.
So I found the reviews.
Oh my god.
So here's one.
Are we gonna take some turns reading them?
Yeah. So 3 flights of this was from my dad's hotel that's now burnt down. But before then, my dad had to deal with customers, and he is a legend at doing responses to customers.
Oh, man.
Because we have to deal with a very dirty business. My dad and my mother worked for Disney for years.
Oh, yeah.
They worked for the mouse. So it's like militaristic. That's how I was raised in hospitality. So my dad, when he had his hotel, he had a lot of free reign to do his responses.
Yeah.
And he had...
Because he's the owner.
He is the owner. Well, no, he says he's married to the owner. Because that's what he always used to say. Susie was the one who was in charge.
Oh, okay.
He was just the one who did the smiles and the responses.
Ah.
But my dad, he did these responses and was hilarious. So this first one was 3 flights of stairs to get to the 3rd floor, and the continental breakfast was nothing more than a bagel English McMuffin, some cereal that was stale, and coffee.
Can I just point out that I was able to read this one beforehand?
Yes.
And the spelling is not stale. It says there's also no punctuation either. It says some cereal sale, like.
Yeah,
it says sale instead of sale.
Sale. That was sale and coffee and tea for $2.11 a night for a night. I don't think that it was worth it.
Expensive it was.
It sometimes it could be very expensive because it's a smaller hotel, and you're up in the Adirondacks.
Okay, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense.
And this was a 2 out of 5 review, and my dad goes.
So wait, he gave him a 2 out of 5?
Yeah.
What did he like about the place?
No, nothing. He goes, continental breakfast, by definition, is nothing more than toast, bagels, English muffins, cereal, yogurt, etc. And usually it is self-serve. You had server and a busser tending your breakfast needs this morning.
I'm sorry. Was that restaurant? Did it have an actual restaurant?
Yeah, a restaurant. And then in the morning we actually had bussers and servers for the.
Did you work in the restaurant?
I did.
I was a server.
I was a busser and I was a bartender and a host. I actually didn't really serve, but I did actually. I would actually serve the food when I was bussing. But when COVID came around, I ended up moving out of front desk and moving into the bar, and that was the best time of my life. So, and this is what he says after that. It's 2 flights of stairs to the 3rd floor, with one of the best views of the lake. It's unfortunate you arrived at 9 p.m. and left before 9 a.m. and didn't get to enjoy any of the amenities of the inn, which includes complimentary use of our canoes and kayaks, as well as our waterfront recreation area, all included with your room rate. I spoke with you on several occasions, and not once was I made aware of any of your concerns, even when I thanked you for staying with us as you were exiting the building. So as you can see, my dad likes to be my dad likes to rebuttal against the assholes.
Oh my god.
My next favorite one is here you go.
Is it my turn to read?
Yes, here you go.
This is 2 out of 5 review from Google. You have to share a bathroom and shower with other guests of other rooms. Disgusting. Disgusting. It's spelled Diskusting. My god. So, here's the response. None of our rooms have shared bathrooms with other guests. We do have 3 rooms with private detached bathrooms that are assigned to a specific room, and only the guests staying in that room have the key to it. If there was an issue with the cleanliness of the facilities, we would have appreciated the opportunity to rectify the situation. I have to question the validity of this review, based on the fact that we have no record of the reviewer ever being a guest of the inn, and the fact that none of the 3 rooms in question have been occupied since the opening of our summer season on May 7th, 2015. So is this dude just trolling to troll?
I think so. But then we're going to go to my favorite review.
Oh, God.
So this is a review. Now, here's a little bit of background of the review. The account name was Milli Vanilli, and it's been changed to Rockstar. And it was a 1 out of 5 review. And it goes, very bad people, especially Mark. Response from my dad. Girl, you know it's true. I'm gonna miss ya. But don't forget my number. Gotta blame it on the rain. Update. I guess Milli Vanilli, the original screen name of the author, now thinks he or she is a rock star. LOL.
So, I had no idea what he was referencing.
Until you played the Milli Vanilli song. So look up the Milli Vanilli song to get context of it, because my dad is ancient and from the 90s. Look up "Girl, I'm Gonna Miss You" by Milli Vanilli. It's a good song, but it's like now every time I see that song, all I see is that Google review in my head. But my mom showed that one to me one day.
Oh my god,
that one was funny. No, my dad is a master at that, and dealing with customer service is hard. Especially work.
Well, I don't know.
You've never worked.
I'd assume it's.
Yeah. Working for hospitality, for hotels and restaurants, it's a hard business. And those who know that, shout out to you guys.
I feel like you've offered me like I could get you a job there, and I'm like, I don't think you understand that I would not last a week without opening my mouth.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not one of those people that can keep my mouth shut. When I have something I want to say, I just
But
don't
hospitality-wise, it's hard.
It's hard. You gotta really walk on eggshells, right?
You're walking on eggshells. You're also kind of like, all right, now I'm gonna really see whether or not this person, if I want to clock them in the mouth, or because like, honestly, the customer is always right. Ideal. Sent us back about 50 years.
I mean, but that's not even the full quote.
Yeah.
The customer is always right in matters of taste. That just means if the customer wants to buy a stupid-ass hat, don't tell them it looks bad because they're going to buy it.
Right.
But that doesn't mean the customer is always right.
Right.
We pick and choose what we want to hear.
Yeah, and the customer is always right if they take it to a new level. Mm-hmm. I feel like since COVID, I've noticed a lot of people becoming a lot more entitled about their rates, about what they want, about like, I want my money back, da-da-da-da.
Oh my god, wait, have you seen those stupid auditor videos?
Yes.
Where like the people, they go and like just try to bully police officers, like, I know my rights, and the cops are like, okay.
Yeah.
And then the funniest shit is when they do it at the military bases.
Oh, that's funny.
And then it's like,
oh, I just remembered a military video.
Oh my god.
Do you remember the one where they did where they were trying not to have them break and they were putting the rubber chickens in their faces?
Oh my god, wait a minute. Sorry. You just reminded me of this clip from Monty Python.
Oh god, yes.
Biggest.
Dickus. What's so funny about the name?
Biggest. Dickus.
I love Monty Python. I love the guy Terry Gilliam.
Oh my god,
he actually ended up creating a lot of great movies. I told you about Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Yes.
I honestly think that's one of my favorite movies. One of them, like, definitely, it's always been in my top 10.
Don't worry, guys, it'll change next week.
No, this one has been in my top 10 since I've watched it. And same with the book. The book is one of my favorites. It got me back into writing, like I told you last time.
Right, last time.
First episode.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we're
crazy.
We're still doing. You're still
surprised.
coming over to my house. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
he bribes me with food, guys.
I do. You want more Cheetos, by the way?
I love a couple more Cheetos.
Yeah.
Ignore the sound. I'm just gonna be over here crunching on Cheetos.
This is like very like nice for ASMR. Like,
don't even bring it up.
Oh, boyfriend ASMR over here.
Whoa.
Hey guys. We were gonna have him do it. We're gonna have him do it with the Google reviews. It was so bad.
Oh my god, it's so bad. Because I found out that if I really soften my voice and like talk quietly, it sounds just like this.
Actually, so remember when I asked you this week, like, what are your favorite movies? Could you name like 10 of your favorite movies? 10 or 5 at least.
I can name a few movies.
Okay.
I'm just gonna place that there. Okay. God. No particular order, right? At all. Up there, My Cousin Vinny.
That's a
Joe
great
Pesci.
one. Yeah.
I actually just watched it yesterday.
Oh, that's so funny.
It's such a great movie. I love it.
We stayed at we were staying at my dad's place up at one of his cabins because he gave Ty and I the one of his cabins, and I was like, "You're giving me one of the cabins?" And he looks at her and he goes, "Because she'll clean it." I'm like, you. And I was like, yeah, that's true. She'll make me clean it. But no, we went there, and it reminded me of just like the cabin in
oh my god,
My Cousin Vinny when he stays there with the owl.
Oh, and then with the car stuck in the mud and he tosses the suit.
Yes, I love it.
Oh, it's such a great movie.
I love that movie. I have to watch it again.
I know. I actually, it's funny. I lost my copy of it. It was on sale on Amazon Prime for like $5.
Really?
So now I just own it on Amazon Prime.
Awesome. And what's next? What's next for you?
So again, no particular order. Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, that's a good one.
Shawshank's great movie, fantastic movie.
I was in Ohio one time with the brochures that they had for. They were like they advertised the.
Won't
prison.
ever catch me in Ohio.
But that was where it was filmed, and the prison was filmed there.
Yeah.
So you could actually, they were actually doing a showing for it. They were going to show it inside the prison. Like they were going to do a movie like showing Shawshank. I was like, oh, that's cool.
I will say the one bright part about Ohio is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay, true.
I love the Rock and Roll Hall of
Yeah, but unfortunately,
I can speak English. I promise.
I unfortunately went during a time when the last time I went to Ohio was for my stepmother's grandmother's funeral.
Oh.
And that's when I saw the Shawshank. But in poor taste, I brought a movie collection with me. At the time, I was like, I just got it, and I was gonna watch it. It was Frankenstein. It was the Frankenstein movies. And Bride Frankenstein's one of my favorites. But anyway,
okay.
Go on.
Real Steel.
Real Steel, yeah.
Hugh Jackman.
The boxing movie.
Boxing movie. You know, I'm so, like... It was my favorite. It was absolutely my favorite when I was growing up.
Right.
Right? And they had all they needed for a sequel. I don't know why they didn't make a sequel.
Popularity, probably?
It was popular. I mean, there's, like... They made an Xbox video game of it.
Oh,
they made 4 or 5, maybe 6 phone games now. Like, it's crazy. It's popular because people like the concept.
Right.
But, you know, whatever. I'm not a movie producer. I don't know. I'm just an actor.
Yeah.
You got me thinking. Robin Hood. The Robin Hood with Morgan Freeman in it.
Oh, yeah. That one. That was,
It also has, Alan Rickman.
What year was that?
Oh, God. Way before I was born. I don't know.
There was Robin Hood before. There was Robin Hood Men in Tights. I remember that one.
Oh, God. Don't even bring up Men in Tights.
We
are men.
We are men.
Men. Oh, God. But no, that one with Morgan Freeman and Alan Rickman. Alan Rickman played the Sheriff of Nottingham.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was a phenomenal movie.
I have to put that
And it was I forget. Famous actor played Robin Hood. Oh, I forget his name. It'll come back to me.
A famous actor, but I forget his name.
Got the memory of a goldfish. That's a lie. I do have a pretty good memory.
Yeah, you're a goldfish. You're the snack that smiles back.
Let's see.
What about Warriors?
Warriors, yes. So the Warriors.
Didn't you say that was your favorite movie?
It is. Yes, I'm glad you remembered that because I was getting to it. Warriors is one of my favorite movies. I love the concept. The music's incredible.
It is a video game.
Yes, there is. I played it on my PlayStation 2 when I had it.
That's a Rockstar video game.
Speaking of the Warriors, they did a little callback to it in the third John Wick movie.
They did? What? How?
So you know how they have the girl on the radio in the Warriors?
Oh yes, you know where to run, nowhere to hide. Nowhere to run. Yeah.
And then that they did that thing when John Wick's being chased through Paris. They did that thing where it's the woman on the radio.
Yes,
and it's a little. This is a song for
music. Yeah,
and they played "Nowhere to Run, Nowhere to Hide."
Oh, I love it.
And then they played this really great cover of "Paint It Black."
Oh, that's.
It was a woman singing. I think it was in French. I don't remember.
I'll have to look it up.
It was incredible.
I haven't seen John Wick,
but
the new John Wick movie.
The third one's incredible.
Oh wait, no, I have seen the third one. It's been a long time though. I haven't seen it. I saw that one in theaters though.
Okay, so I'm not gonna use those as three separate.
Yeah.
But the John Wick series is one of my favorites.
I like the movies. Like I had a conversation about this. Like a friend of mine said each movie is just the same movie over and over again. But you know,
no.
I like how it's a movie just made by stuntmen, made by the people who make movies. Like, you have the directors, you have the writers, but these guys are the people who set
and
the
have you ever
up.
seen some of the behind-the-scenes stuff? It's crazy.
Awesome. It's awesome.
They're so cool. And you know what? Yeah, maybe it is the same concept over and over. However, it does tell a clear, good story.
It does.
With, a whole bunch of stuff. It's got great action scenes. And you know what?
It's a noir movie.
It's the Dungeons and Dragons, the rule of cool. Yeah. If it's cool and you roll well, it can happen.
It's a noir movie.
And honestly, because it's so cool what it does, why do you care if it's not real? That's the biggest thing that makes me upset about movies.
If people say it's not original, it's like, no idea. Every idea
has been done.
Every idea is original if you can do it in your own way and
but
put
not
your
just
own
that.
spin.
And people say, "Oh, well, action movies are stupid because they're not realistic." That's the point.
That's one of my favorites. Like,
that's the point.
I like my violence based in reality. Proceeds to watch like certain horror movies, like Five Nights at Freddy's.
But that's the point. I do love. Actually, that is up
I
there.
do like that movie.
It's the only horror movie on my list because I don't do horror. But Five Nights at Freddy's the movie. It's a good movie. I also really like Josh Hutcherson.
He's great. He's
and Matthew Lillard.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I lied. It's not the only horror movie. Scream is in there.
Scream is fun though.
Scream's in my top 10.
It's like one of those offhand funny
It's good. It's so good.
It's the Deadpool of horror movies.
Deadpool. Speaking of Deadpool, that's up there. Ryan Reynolds is probably my favorite actor.
Deadpool is also really good.
I can't wait for Deadpool 3 to come out.
Yeah, Deadpool Wolverine. I'm really excited. I'm a big X-Men fan. I grew up
X-Men 97 just came back.
Yeah, I know. I actually started the first episode with Jack. And there's some controversy about some things about X-Men 97.
I've heard... Now, this is... I've never actually watched the original either. I've heard it kind of picks up where the last one left off.
No, it does. I've watched the original when I was a kid. I was more of a Batman kid. So Batman the Animated Series was my thing. I watched more Batman than I did any Marvel. So my buddy Trevor, he loves Spider-Man. I remember watching the 90s Spider-Man while in line at Universal Studios because it would play the cartoons.
Yes. Oh my god.
In the early 2000s, they would play the cartoons while you're waiting in line. So the kids would shut up. That's the best freaking thing. You're waiting 2 hours in line for a ride, and you're watching The Incredible Hulk or X-Men, or that's where I watched X-Men for the first time.
Okay, I've got this story. I went to Six Flags New England.
Right.
And overall, it was a good trip.
Right.
But two bad things happened. Two very bad things.
What happened?
So, back in that, era, 2000s, 2010s,
yeah,
where everyone's VR headsets are the new thing.
Oh, you did the Superman VR.
Yeah, and all the rides have VR.
Oh, God.
And so I'm I waited 2.5 hours in line.
They did that for Kraken.
So I did it 2.5 hours in line. I get to the Superman, because I was big on the VR thing.
Oh, God.
Put the VR. It's the coolest thing, right? It's incredible. I'm like, oh my god, this is so cool. We get to the top of it. It's a 360-foot drop.
I remember you were telling me this, yeah.
We get up to the top of the 360-foot drop, and it flashes, low battery, power off. And then
he just does it in the top.
I'm like, and so I'm terrified of heights. And now I don't know when the drop's happening. And you can't take the VR headset off because it's liable to fly off. And I didn't have $500 to fix it. So I had to sit through the whole Superman ride blindfolded.
And that ride actually has gone through so many different phases.
Doesn't it change between Superman and Bizarro? So
it was
often?
It was Bizarro for a while, and they would play Eminem music. I'm not kidding you. They would play Eminem music.
So the other thing that happened is So I go to school in Albany, and I lived around the area of Albany for a while.
Yeah.
We have an arena football team. Now they're back to the Firebirds, I think, but they were the Albany Empire for a while.
Oh.
And I had this bright neon Albany Empire shirt that I loved, and I forgot it when we went to the water park.
Right.
I forgot it in the stall where I changed.
Oh, shit.
I didn't realize it till like a couple hours later.
Oh, no.
And I come back for it, it's gone. Someone stole my Albany Empire shirt.
Why would you want to steal an Albany Empire shirt?
Right, and so... Because I went to Lost and Found, no one found it.
Albany. Second of all...
And we're in Six Flags New England. And so we had to drive... I had to drive... Not, I didn't drive. I had to be in the backseat in a wet swim shirt the entire way back.
Oh, that's horrible.
So,
I haven't been back to New England in a while. I like that one.
I want to go back to Six Flags
We
New
should do
England.
that this summer.
We should do a trip, yeah.
Yeah. We'll all go together this summer.
Oh my God, we have to.
I can't get Ty on a roller coaster for the life of her. Because she's
afraid of roller coasters?
She doesn't like heights.
I don't like heights either, but... You'll get me there.
I mean, if I can get on Wicked Cyclone, that's the only one. Like that I can get on Wicked Cyclone or Batman. I'm cool with it. Like
You know what I really like to
She doesn't have to do Superman though. Like I'll do Superman. You. I'll do that. Like
I want to do Superman again where I can see.
You know what I want to do? I want to do one. I love riding in the back seat because more G-force.
Oh man, I didn't even realize.
Like that. Like you have more pull.
Oh, I wanted to say that I also sat in the very front seat with the blindfold.
Yeah, so you know what? We got to sit in the back seat and then the front seat.
Oh my God.
The middle seat's like...
I don't know if we're gonna have time to wait in the fucking 3-hour line.
Depends on when we go though.
Yeah, fair enough.
There are times where it's like just if you go on the perfect day, it's like literally like a 20-minute wait.
So I was,
and I love the Superman ride.
I remember that trip vividly because I remember. They had just put in that Harley Quinn ride right next to the Joker coaster.
Oh, yeah, I waited in that for a long time.
And I got there, and I sat in it, and I'm on the ride. And then I just start getting so nauseous because I get nervous because I'm like, I didn't realize how high it went because I didn't really watch it before I got on. And so I'm like, can I get off? And so I got off. But my father stayed on the ride.
Yeah.
And he was so pissed. He didn't talk to me for like the next hour during that trip.
No,
because you know it goes like this, like
I loved
crazy.
It. I loved it. I didn't like.
And he hates that kind of ride, and he only went on it for me.
I thought that ride was actually a lot less intense when I was gonna go. I was like, oh man, it's one of these carnival rides, and then I went on it, and I'm like, this is not a carnival ride.
So you won't catch me on any roller coaster where I'm standing up. Firstly. You know those ones where like...
So you can't go... What about floorless coasters?
I don't like the... So I'm not exactly a light person. I don't like the feeling of hanging or dropping.
So you can't do Batman, you can't do Riddler, you can't do Joker.
I wanted to go on the Batman.
Okay.
I did want to go on the Batman,
okay,
but I was too small at the time.
So if you want to... So Batman, I'm going to tell you right now, if you can do Batman, you can do Kraken. That's at SeaWorld. And I remember seeing that right outside my window, like every day. Kraken is like insane. I don't think
you're ever gonna get me on the Kraken.
Kraken used to have VR. They went through a VR phase, and that was like, I saw the video and I'm like, oh man, can you imagine going on Kraken in VR?
I saw the Kraken when I went to SeaWorld, and my dad's like, you want to go on that, bud? I go, absolutely not. You won't.
There was one ride that I
don't like going upside down all that much.
Okay, so Kraken, so there was this thing right by Kraken and Journey to Atlantis. So I didn't go on Journey to Atlantis because I didn't like it. I didn't like getting wet. Like, I had this thing where, like...
You don't like getting wet?
Oh, my God.
No. I mean, like with water rides.
Water rides, like, so when I was younger, I didn't like walking around, like, with my shirt stuck to me all day.
Enough. I mean, I liked it on, like, a hot summer day.
Yeah. But it's uncomfortable when you have, like, shirts like these.
Of course, I also played football, and when I got hot, I would just dump water on my jersey.
So there's this thing. There was like this like little alcove in Journey to Atlantis where they had like eels and snakes like in jars, and they were like swimming around. It was really weird, and I don't know why that image just popped into my head, but I was like,
idea.
I'm still thinking about that now to this day.
So I have a story about.
Oh boy.
I don't forget. I don't think it's not at Six. It's a water park. It's a full water park.
Right.
The one with the Mount Kilimanjaro ride. Water Safari.
Oh wait, that's right. You went to Water Safari.
I've been to Water Safari a bit, and
back to Old Forge again.
Back to Old Forge.
High horse motherfuckers.
And I went on the Mount Kilimanjaro.
They redid that ride.
Did they? Because you know what? I went on it, and I thought I was gonna die.
It's called Kilimanjaro, not Kilimanjaro. called Kilimanjaro because the story is behind it is that somebody died on that ride.
So I thought I was. Now this is a little scary. So you know how it goes like that, and you're supposed to stay stuck to it.
Yeah, you were bouncing off of it.
So I went like it bounced off, and it was terrifying.
That's terrifying.
I messed up my back a little bit on it.
Oh no, this one,
new one. And I was told by the monitor, don't go on that again, because apparently, if I had shifted left or right a couple inches, I would have fallen off of it and probably died.
Okay, so Kilimanjaro is back, but they have a dueling slides now, and they're dueling slides that do the chutes that pull right under you. It's called Kilimanjaro's Revenge, I think.
You'll never get me on it.
So I went on it.
I don't do free falls.
So the first one I went on, there's 2 free falls. I think there was one called something Mamba. It's a snake.
Yeah.
So it drops you, but it goes into a tube, and like it drops and then it curves.
I might be okay on that.
But I mean, it's that one. I'm like, oh, you might break your foot on that.
Oh, actually,
yeah. I went on it though, and I felt it. I was like, ooh, if you're not careful, you can break your foot. And then I went on the Kilimanjaro. So this new Kilimanjaro, I used to go on Kilimanjaro all the time.
You'll never get me ever to go back on it.
So Kilimanjaro instead just goes on that straight drop now, and then it does one dip, and that's it. And I'm like, it's not like the original one where it's like going down like that. You're just going straight down. I'm looking down at this. I'm like, I've never done this before. I've only seen this at Wet and Wild, and Wet and Wild is dirty, and I didn't like it, and it smelled, and every kid peed in there, and I'm
my God, wait. So you know, Great Escape, Six Flags.
Yes.
Oh, my nieces are obsessed with the Sasquatch.
I love Sasquatch.
I am terrified of it. Again, I'm terrified of heights, and I don't like free falls.
You know those things on the chalkboard while you're waiting in line? Those are real sightings. Like of Sasquatch in
back to this again.
I'm not kidding. Like you're 20 minutes, Whitehall, New York is the Bigfoot capital of the East. I'm not kidding. There's a Bigfoot fest. They have a Bigfoot calling contest.
I know.
And there's a beer fest there. Come on, a Bigfoot calling contest and you win stuff for it? You know what? If you just get drunk and you're shouting into the woods, and that's perfect by me.
Oh man,
it's perfect. But Sasquatch, I can't do drops. I can't do a drop, but I could do.
I like the launch ones.
I like launch. I do like launch. Like those types of towers, I like the launch ones.
You know what I want to do? It was closed when I went to it. I want to do like the hotel one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't get to go on it because it was closed when I went
Tower
to
of Terror?
Tower of Terror. I want to do
that's
the Tower
not a drop
Terror.
ride.
No, it's not. I want to do Tower of Terror.
Because it actually pulls you. It pulls you down.
You know, honestly,
it gives you the illusion that you're dropping.
One of my favorite things was actually going to Epcot.
Epcot's really good. Epcot's really fun.
This is apparently the theme park episode.
I love talking about theme parks.
Me too.
I could talk about them all day.
So Epcot had this one where you're like hang gliding.
Yeah, Soarin'.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I loved it.
Okay, there was 2 Soarins actually.
It was there.
There's Soarin'.
Sorry, I'm shedding.
I think it's like Soarin' over the world, and then there's Soarin' over California.
I did Soaring over California.
In California?
No, not California. Over the world.
Yeah, you were because the one in Orlando had the one in.
Right, I just remember seeing. I think the Golden State Bridge.
Yeah, the Golden Gate Bridge.
Golden Gate Bridge, not Golden State. I got basketball in the mind.
It's fine.
Not even a Golden State. I'm a Celtics.
But Soarin's wonderful. I went on it with my grandfather. We used to go.
You know what I went on? I went on like at least 30 times. The test drive one.
So here's a funny story. So Test Track, I never got to go on.
You never got to go on Test Track?
Because I wanted to go on the original Test Track. The original, like the one before you got to design your car.
Oh, I never got to see it.
So I wasn't allowed to go on it because my cousin chickened out on it. But my cousin and I had a bickering thing. Like she and I had this like whole like rivalry of chickening out on rides. Because she went on Pirates of the Caribbean. I chickened out like I was like 5, 6 years old. It was Halloween. And I didn't want to go on Pirates of the Caribbean. It was scary. There's a drop. And
I've got a jar of dirt. Anyways.
But I screamed. I had to wait outside. And she got one of those medallions. The medallions from the first movie. Yeah. And I was like, can I get one of those? And the lady goes, nope, you have to be brave enough to ride it. And I was like, well, damn. And then we get to Haunted Mansion. And I'm like, you know what?
Oh my God, wait, I have a Haunted Mansion jury after this.
But, so we get there. I'm on the. She's like bragging. Oh, I went on Pirates of the Caribbean. You did, ha! And we get to Pirates of the Caribbean. We get to Haunted Mansion. Goes, I, I, I don't know if I want to do this. And I'm like, I'm gonna do Haunted Mansion. And we're in there. We actually are in the frickin' room where it does the stretching room.
Mm-hmm.
She's screaming, and she has to be taken out.
Oh my god!
And I got to go on the ride. I went on it, and I went out, and I'm like, who's laughing now?
So the one time I went on Haunted Mansion, I went in there. It broke down in the middle of the ride.
Which one? Which part? It does that a lot, actually.
I forget which part, but I just remember that it broke down, and then we're sitting there for like 20 minutes, and an attendant finally comes and goes, "Well, we're gonna have to walk you through because the cart broke down."
Yeah, they do that a lot. Did you know that Haunted Mansion was supposed to be a walk-through attraction?
Was it?
Yeah, it was supposed to be a haunted house attraction that Walt Disney wanted to do on Main Street, USA. And he wanted to do that and Museum of the Weird.
Interesting. You've got to take me back to Disney. It's been too long.
I've never taken you, but I will definitely take you to
Disney.
Oh,
yeah. I say back because I've been with my parents.
Yeah, but I'll go to Disney. I'd love to go back.
We got to plan a trip.
I kind of want to go to Universal and see what's going on there, too.
Oh, my God. So what we got to do is we got to get the package.
The only thing, though...
Do you know what the package is?
Yes, I know, but there's one thing I want to do, but I don't think you want to do it with me.
Oh, God.
Because I've been talking to Ty about it for her birthday to go down to Florida, and I want to go to Halloween Horror Nights.
Oh.
I haven't been to Halloween Horror Nights in
so don't do horror.
Long.
The problem with me is that when I get startled, sometimes I will just swing and punch.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I had this one scare actor who broke the rule of don't touch the people.
Oh, wow.
And, I mean, his fault.
His fault.
But, like, he grabbed my shoulder, and I looked and got shocked, and I just swung and hit him with a cross.
Yeah, no. I love
Sorry to that guy.
I love going to those rides. I do. I have a strange... You know how I love being lulled to sleep by scary stuff.
It's so crazy, dude.
But, no. Like, I mean, all my favorite movies are, like, pretty much horror or noir or something dark.
Yeah, you couldn't tell by the outfit. He likes dark things.
Well, yeah, this is actually one of my favorite movies. One of my 5 favorite movies. I got this while I was in Salem.
Creature
from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah.
I got this while I was in Salem. This shirt. I was at a wax museum, and they did like these authentic wax figures of like horror movie monsters, and they take you through horror movie history. So they start with like silent films like Nosferatu.
Oh my god.
And then they move into Dracula and Creature, and then you go out and they have like seasonal displays, and they're like really detailed. The one that I saw was Alien vs Predator.
Oh, that's gotta be cool.
Oh no, the xenomorph, like the Predator had him by the throat, and the xenomorph was covered in like mucus, and you could see it like it's like it looks like it's dripping and slobbering.
Oh
and
my
then
god.
Right next to that too, right on the rooftop, you saw American Werewolf in London?
Yeah.
Over there they had the werewolf.
He's pointing over to his coffee table, which is that movie sitting on.
Yeah, so the werewolf from that movie, completely detailed, standing on the rooftop, like prowling, and it looks so good.
That's
and
cool.
It's one of my favorite places.
You just reminded me of that old. There's a game, Alien vs Predator.
Yeah.
They made a game about it.
Yes, they did.
It's so cool.
There's a comic book series and a book series about it.
And what I liked about the game too is you can play as a predator.
Yeah.
Or as the aliens. Then the third option though is you can play as humans.
Yeah, you can play as Colonial
cool.
Marines.
Yeah.
I know that Alien vs Predator, they actually did do a Super Nintendo game in the 90s, but you only played the Predator.
Oh.
It was a beat 'em up game. It's pretty.
Well, that makes sense.
It's pretty typical. It's a pretty typical game. Alien vs Predator. Predators just going.
You know
around
what I've
beating the
always
crap out of
wanted to
things.
do? You just remind me of this. I don't know why this reminded me of it, but I've never done an escape room, and I've always wanted to.
I love escape rooms.
I've never done it, and I want to do one.
We could do one. Speaking of which, of Creature, actually, Universal's opening a new park.
Is it?
They're doing a new park called Epic Universe.
Oh.
And it's gonna have Super Nintendo World and the Universal Monsters World, How to Train Your Dragon World.
That's interesting.
And for the first time ever, they're getting Universal Monsters. They have a Universal Monsters ride in the works. For the future, I hear they're already talking about the future of it. Like the success, if it succeeds, they're gonna do for Super Nintendo World, they're going to add a Luigi's Mansion ride.
Ooh.
And they're going to add a Creature from the Black Lagoon boat ride based on the Jaws ride.
Ooh.
So Jaws, you know how that got taken down for Diagon Alley? They're going to bring it back to that style with Creature, like, grabbing the boat and stuff.
Oh, that's so cool.
And you know that Creature from the Black Lagoon was filmed in Florida.
Was it?
Yeah, it was filmed, like, 40 minutes from where I lived.
So, I was brave this last Halloween, now that we're talking about horror stuff. And I went, you know how we have the Double H Ranch?
Yeah.
Around here, the Haunted Hayride?
Yeah.
I went on the Haunted Hayride. I was like, okay.
Double M.
Yes, Double M. Not Double H, Double M. Because that's right by my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a 5-minute, 10-minute drive from my house.
That one's pretty tame. Relatively tame.
It's relatively tame. It was cool. What they do, though, is they take you on a haunted hayride, which is, you know, it's nice.
Yeah.
But then they drop you off, and you have to walk through a bunch of haunted houses.
Yeah.
Which was such a cool concept.
And I don't think they have changed the haunted houses.
No.
Like, they're
Not
still
really.
the same.
They're the same.
It's one, like, a zombie thing.
There's a zombie one. There's
a...
Yep.
Is there a Christmas one?
There's a Christmas one with the workshop. You got to go through the apocalypse with the raiders.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Didn't they do a hotel one too?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And then there's like this foggy, like green fog one where you actually have to crouch through it because there's stuff hanging from the ceiling.
Oh, that's cool. But
I wanted to say that I went with the church group from campus. They're like, oh, we're gonna go up there. I was like, guys, I live there. Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, sure.
So I go, and here's the problem with living there and being actors. I know the scare actors.
Yeah.
And with the blonde hair, I'm rather noticeable with the lights on it.
So they single you out.
Not only did they single me out, they were saying my name. Yeah, there's like that. So they would recognize me, they come up and they grab it. And they would just grab at me specifically. And it's like saying my name. And oh my god, it was so... If you've never had a horror experience that's personalized, crazy.
13 Nights at Jiminy Peak. That was one of the best experiences I've had in terms of haunted houses. So what you do is, you start in the ski lodge, and you go into the basement, and they like jump out and scare you. But you come out of the ski lodge, and you go up to the chairlift, and they give you flashlights. And these flashlights, you take you to the top of the mountain, and those flashlights have sensors. And when those sensors cross the specific sensor, they hidden one of the trees, it cuts out. It cuts out while you're walking down the trail.
Oh, that's terrifying. I could never do that.
People jump out at you and scare you. And I was with my buddy Crazy John.
Crazy John.
I love calling him that. But John, he's walking down the mountain with me, and he sees this guy like in a screwed up dog costume, and he's got blood all over him. And he's like sitting like creeping behind the doghouse. And John goes, "Oh yeah, dog, you want a bone? You want the stick? You want the stick, dog?" And dog's like this. Like, he goes, "Here, you're my new pet now." Yeah. And so
I like how that's like your voice for Crazy John's like everyone's Joker impression.
Yes, everyone's Joker impression, but it's actually just John's
That's just
voice.
how John talks.
John sounds like Heath Ledger and Hiccup had a baby. Like a very demented, crazy baby. And one time, we come up to this like this jail house. Like it's this jail courtyard halfway through the experience of the mountain. And he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna run through it," and he runs straight through. And this guy in a Jason mask with a chainsaw kicks the door down right in front of him. John slips, falls right on his face, flat on his face, like right out of a cartoon. And he does the Scooby-Doo like run, like running in place. And he runs right back over to me and pretty much tackles me as the guy like comes out with the chainsaw. And I'm like, well, this was an interesting... Like, I literally watched a Scooby-Doo episode unfold for, like, 5 seconds there.
Oh, my God. So, I remember, we mentioned the Christmas part of the haunted house. And
yes.
And, I remember that some of the people I was with, right, they were, like, talking to the scare actors in the Halloween... in the haunted houses.
Yeah.
And, like, the Santa actor said something. And then, I forget what it was, but my friend goes, "No, don't touch me, Step Santa!"
No. Oh my fucking god.
And the scare actor's like, "Leave now!"
Leave now!
Oh, wait, no, it was so funny. So, my friend, when you're out there, actually, before you go on to the hayride while you're waiting for it,
Mm-hmm.
there are a few scare actors that just roam around meeting people trying to scare them.
Yeah.
And the key to not get scared by scare actors just roaming.
Yeah.
Is someone who I do want to do scare acting, but just the tip: if you don't act scared, they're not gonna single you out.
Yeah.
But my friend was so terrified, and then I was an asshole, right? Because I was like, okay, the best way to get myself out of being scared is to have them scare someone else. So I would just like go to scare actors and be like, right there,
right
she
there,
is,
right there, get that one.
And then there was this one girl who was like dressed up as like a clown, but ice cream server, like demon almost. And she goes up and she just stands behind Chica like this and I go, hey Chica, look over here. And Chica turns around. It's just terrified by the scare actor chased her with an ice cream scoop for like 30 seconds.
Oh no. Death by ice cream scoop.
My God.
Okay, I want to single out this moment right here and I want to say that I'm hearing the Pink Panther theme as my roommate is tiptoeing across. Da 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 da. As he's taking his pills. He
just did the Okay, unironically, back to the movies I like. Pink Panther's up there.
Pink Panther's up there.
I do like Pink Panther a lot.
Oh man, Christ, what are my favorite movies?
I
have a lot of them.
I don't know.
I mean, Taxi Driver, I still say to this day, is probably my favorite film.
You know what I like?
What?
Lincoln Lawyer.
Lincoln Lawyer.
It's a great one.
That's a good one, yeah. Have you ever seen oh no you haven't, this is a really old movie, Young Lincoln? It's a movie that's got Henry Fonda in it. It's from the 30s. It's really good though.
Yes, because I just sit here and casually watch movies from the 1930s.
I do too.
That's because you're not normal, Josh.
That's not because
we
I'm
actually
normal.
need to get you therapy.
No.
It probably would help you.
No.
Yeah.
No, I like my monster movies, thank you. I like Bela Lugosi. He was the first Hungarian actor that was, he played Dracula.
Yeah.
This is where we get all because of his voice. Everybody sounds like Dracula now. But no, I love Taxi Driver's probably my favorite to this day. Sin City. I love
Sin City movies are good. You are borderline obsessed with Sin City. Sim City.
Sim City or Sin City?
Sin City. You know what?
I love Sim City though.
Sim City's a fun game.
The Super Nintendo one's really cool. That's actually where it's from.
You know what I found on Game Pass really randomly?
What?
So I have Xbox Game Pass because I play Xbox. Something I want to play with you. It's a horror experience.
What's it called?
The Quarry.
Oh yeah.
Because they just added it to Game Pass. Yeah. So.
No, I want to get into. I want to play some horror games. I actually want to show you my favorite game, BioShock. That's my
for context, I haven't played BioShock or BioShock 2. However, I did own and play for a long time BioShock Infinite.
Yeah. So I've never played the Dragon Age games, which is your favorite.
Which is my favorite.
You know what? We're gonna go into them blind.
And
we'll play the games as we intended. Yeah, well,
it's going to be so hard for us to avoid spoilers,
too.
and
avoid spoilers, and you can't give us any
hints
or anything. But I want us to play them blind. But, yeah, Creature from the Black Lagoon, I'd say, is one of my favorites. And, Sin City, because I love Sin City because it's just, the design, the color scheme. I love when they light the flames and you see the colors in the eyes. You don't see that in the comic, which I really like for the movie. And the cinematography is fantastic. It's over the top enough just for me to enjoy. And another one, I guess, is Fear and Loathing. Fear and Loathing Las Vegas.
Of course. You know what? I feel like you're going to mention this every episode.
I'm going to mention Fear and Loathing probably at least once. But no, I've been thinking about getting a specific copy of it. The Criterion Collection. And they collect the greatest movies of all time. But no, they've actually brought movies that are underrated.
So this is my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I don't like compilations of the greatest movies of all time.
Yeah.
Because it's so opinionated.
But it's not just opinionated, but it comes off it also appeals to certain people. Greatest movies of all time is subjective.
Exactly.
And the Criterion Collection actually does go off with subjectivity. One of their movies is Armageddon. And
Armageddon's a good movie, though.
But Armageddon, like, a lot of people say, it sucks. It's a horrible movie. And then Armageddon, literally in the descriptions of Criterion, they say, we don't care. We like it. And so,
that's so funny.
But, like, it's movies all over the world. They collect movies and restore them. Like, old movies, foreign films, and they, like, restore certain movies. Yeah. And Fear and Loathing is in that collection. And I'm like, you know what? It's got a lot of content.
You know what?
Behind the movie.
I think it belongs there.
Yeah, it does.
So, I'm so sorry to change the subject, but I'm in an art history class.
Yeah.
Just like stuff, and it's specifically the Renaissance.
Yeah.
And we're just talking about how frescoes. You know what a fresco is?
Yes.
You know, painted on the plaster of the wall, right? One of the rooms in it's I think the stanza, the Stagnanza or something like that.
Yeah.
Raphael painted.
Yeah.
In fresco. And they actually, my teacher showed us that they do have the original cartoon sketch for the School of Athens on the education part of the wall. And he actually has it all sketched out and what it looks like. And but what was really interesting, so we were talking about, was there was a figure of someone who wasn't in the cartoon that's in the actual painting.
Really?
Yes, and so what he did is he repainted over it because he felt it belonged there.
Oh, wow.
And so you know how they painted ancient people, but you don't always know what ancient people look like.
Yeah.
No idea what this guy looked like, but he saw what Michelangelo was doing with the Sistine Chapel at the same time.
Uh-huh.
And so the model, we know based off of other pictures of Michelangelo, it's based off of Michelangelo, this guy.
No way.
Yeah, it's based off him because he's got the same dark hair. He's writing something on a slab of marble, which we know he saw himself as a sculptor.
Yeah.
And he's wearing these shoes that are sculpted.
Oh, wow.
That are sculptor shoes.
Oh.
And then this figure is also different than all the other figures because he's twisted in weird ways. Raphael typically did straighter. Yeah, but Michelangelo's work is all twisty and curvy. And then all the other ones are a little less defined, muscly.
Yeah.
But the one based on Michelangelo is huge because it's Michelangelo's style of work.
Yeah, Michelangelo did all that. Mm-hmm. Didn't he do the one where it's God and the guy with his
God and Adam.
Adam with his junk out.
Yes, that's in the middle of the Sistine Chapel. You know what's so funny?
Yeah.
Just totally going off topic here, but Tenacious D.
Yeah.
Jack Black. One of their albums is just that recreation, but it's the album cover, and it's just them touching. It's so funny.
Oh, that's funny. They did the same thing for Deadpool.
Yeah.
But I guess to conclude, I want to say another favorite film, John Carpenter's The Thing. I don't think I've ever showed you that one.
No, I've never seen it.
It's got Kurt Russell in it, and it's like a shape-shifting alien that assimilates Antarctic researchers, and they become paranoid because they're all stuck in this Antarctic research in the heaviness of winter. The snowstorms.
That sounds like something I'd hate.
Oh, it's wonderful. The effects, the prosthetics. There's just one, creature that, splits his head open and, it turns into spider. They told the guy, the effects guy, go nuts.
Again, this sounds like something I would absolutely hate.
Well, that's where all my writing comes from, pretty much. That's actually what inspired probably my first story, John Carpenter's The Thing. But, I guess I think that's it. Actually,
I think that's it. That's our time for today.
That's our time for today. I guess for me, I next time I guess we'll just go into more theme park stuff because I love talking about theme parks.
One
more thing, actually, Jurassic Park, the ride, got changed over in California to Jurassic World.
Interesting.
Yeah, they did. And they changed over they did some screen things.
Speaking of Chris Pratt.
Oh yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy, also one of my movies.
Yes.
Side note: Guardians of the Galaxy, all the comics are my favorite.
Yeah.
But that is a subject for next time.
Yes.
Thank you everybody for watching.
And we'll
see you next time.
We'll see you next time. Yeah. Thank you for stopping by. Reality 17. Come back next time and bring coffee, please.
Yes, we need more coffee.
Please. Folgers, if you can hear this, send it through the portal.
Oh my God.
One day this coffee can will be
Folgers coffee.
This will be a Folgers coffee.
Thank you everybody for watching.
No, don't do the boyfriend ASMR, please. No.
And,
no.
Goodbye.
Ty, stop this. Ty, come back. Stop this thing. Stop this thing from getting out of control.
It's okay. We're gonna cut it off before that anyway.
Yeah. Will we? No, you won't. No, you won't.
Yeah, we will. So
I'm gonna have some Cheetos.
We're done now. We're done.